Hi everyone, I would like to show you a flip through of my 2025 reading journal. Now this is an A5 journal that I am using for 2025 from Archer & Olive. I received it in a subscription box. I believe it was the September 2024 subscription box, the Dark Academia. And as soon as I saw it, I knew that I wanted it to be my next reading journal. I love the cover, the spine was beautiful, the back as well, very pretty. So I knew that it had to be my next reading journal. So this is going to be a flip through of what I have so far, because it's quite different. Well, some parts are different from what I had for my 2024 reading journal. Starting off, this is my cover for this year. So I just used a bunch of the book washi tapes from Simply Gilded. I've been collecting them for a while now, and they're beautiful, and I actually have some more now that I wish I would have waited for, but this is what I had at the time and when I set it up, so that's what I used, and I'm very happy with it. This is a printable that I got from Etsy, again with some washi tape from Simply Gilded, and I just added, well, this was a printable, but I just added the letters on my Silhouette software. I do plan to use this journal for more than 1 year, which is why I did not put the year here, so I'm putting it right here. I figure once I'm ready for 2026, I'll just make a 2026 cover behind that. I saw this on a video on YouTube about a this or that, about the reader, so I just decided to do that. It's just for fun. My rating system for this year, it's basically just goes off of like the vibes that it gives me, like how much do I like it. So for 1 star, it's definitely going to be books that I DNF'd. I will not finish a book if I'm not liking it. Like, I just won't finish it. Now if I like it enough, maybe a little bit where I force myself to finish, I might give it a 2 star. But it was a meh. A 3 star book because I liked it. I passed the time very well. I won't reread it for sure, but you know, I have no complaints. 4 star book, I liked it a lot. I'm very happy with the story, and I will be happy to reread it at some point in the future. For it to be a 5 star, it means I was like obsessed with it when I was reading it. I will continue to think about it. I will most definitely reread it, sometimes possibly the same year, definitely the next year. I love this book, and I was probably thinking about it for a while. My goals for this year is to read 40 books. Last year was 35. I definitely surpassed it, but I don't want to make a super huge goal this year, so 40 books. I want to read 1 history book. This is a genre that I have never had an interest in before, but I started watching some TikTok videos about history books, and some of them sounded interesting, so I might give it a go. I want to give it a go this year. I want to read at least 3 physical books from my TBR list. Last year I did not read a single one, so I'm really going to make an effort this year. I want to read 2 classics just because some time ago a friend of mine gave me a scratch-off poster of 100 classic books that everybody should read, and I don't have enough of those scratched out, so I would like to read a little bit more of those. 3 graphic novels. I read 3 last year. I really enjoyed them, and I want to read more this year. I want to read 3 different Hispanic authors. I teach Spanish, and I really want to make an effort to be more aware of the literature that is out there, so in regards to Hispanic authors, so I really want to do that. And I want to finish 1 DNF book at some point. I DNF books a lot, and it's not always because I don't like it. Sometimes I just, you know, I'm not in a mood for it, and then I forget about it. I am a mood reader. This is a list from my physical TBR. This is my physical TBR list that I really want to get to, at least 3 of them, and they have to come from this list, so I hope so. Again, I just use some washi tape from the Simply Gilded. Well, this is one of the book ones. This is just a hard scalloped one that they do. This is my bingo board for this year. I already have, it is February right now, I already have 4. So I read a book that was published between 2000 and 2010. I read one that was first in a series, one that I found on a social networking site, and a new to me author. So I already have those, and I hoped to get more. I did not give myself a free space. I wanted to, you know, get a real bingo. One of the things that I really like about having a journal with white pages as opposed to navy pages, what I had last year, is that I can use a whole bunch of different colors, especially like purple, which is my favorite color. This is my bookshelf for this year. I did use a stencil to draw all of these books because I am not good at drawing. These are the books that I have so far. I have more than what my goal is for this year of 40 books, but I hope I surpass it. we'll see. And then I just added some random stickers. Most of these are from a sticker sheet, a deco sheet from Simply Gilded, and a few of these are from, I believe, just books that I got from Shein. Stickers that I got from Shein. This is my stats page. So this is where I'm going to be, this is the one that I'm going to be using more throughout the year. At the end of every month, I'm going to be doing a bar graph of the number of books that I read per month. I will be eventually, you know, posting a little pie chart of the genres that I read, the audience, so like if it was adult or YA, etc. How many books I DNF, I will be counting them this year. How many books I read in total, how many pages read. So this is only for books that I read physically or digitally. And then hours listened, which is probably going to be the biggest number, the number of books that I listen on audiobook. Lately I have been liking audiobooks way more. This is where I will count the format, physical, ebook, and audiobook. The type, is it a standalone book, duology, series, a fanfic, because I would like to get more into fan fiction this year. I read one last year and I really liked it, so maybe I want to read a couple more this year. The number of books that I gave these stars to, you know, we'll see how we do. The genres that we're reading, you know, fantasy, sci-fi at the top because that's what I read the most. Romance, I'm probably not going to have very many of these. It is not my preferred genre. Fiction, I read quite a few of those. Non-fiction, and just any other miscellaneous. Books are the new books that I am reading. Is it a reread? Is it a book that I owned, or is it one that I got from the library? You know, they're right here. Also, how many male authors versus female authors. I hope to have more female authors this year. And then the length of books, the longest one in print, the shortest one in print, the longest audio, and the shortest audiobook. So those are going to be my stats that I'm going to be filling out, probably not to the end of December. This is a page that I took straight from my 2024 reading journal, and just every month I'm going to be writing the books in the order in which I have completed them. Don't you just love this washi, this book washi? Like, I love the fact that I had such a sizable collection of the book washi from Simply Gilded because it's beautiful. This is where I'm going to be tracking my DNF books. I don't have that many spaces, and I'm hoping that I don't DNF as many this year. I've definitely DNF quite a few last year. My rereads, I think by this time last year I had at least 3 rereads, but I only have 1 so far. This is where I'm going to be tracking my monthly favorites. So far for January, I have Dungeon Crawler Carl, which had been recommended to me so many times. I finally gave it a go this year, and oh my goodness, fell in love. Loved that. It was so funny, so funny. I'm going to try to do a little, you know, book of the year and decide if I have a favorite book. We'll see how it goes. I've seen a lot of videos where people don't like this format so much, and they said it didn't really work out for them, so we'll see how it works out for me. Favorite quotes, I'm going to try to write favorite quotes. One of the problems that I am finding as far as quotes is that I have been listening to audiobooks, and I'll listen to a quote, or I'm listening to something and I said, oh, that's so good, I want to write that down. But I listen to audiobooks oftentimes when I'm driving or doing something else, and I can't stop and write it down right then and there, and then I forget about it. So I have not written any quotes yet. So we'll see. This is where I'll actually be tracking the start and end dates and my ratings of each book that I read. So this is in the order in which I start a book, not necessarily the order in which I finish a book. Because I do tend to jump around from book to book to book. So I'll be reading 3 or 4 at the same time sometimes. I'm not super happy with this spread. I did read 60 books last year, so I wanted to give myself enough space to, you know, read at least 60 or maybe more. So I decided to do a little Dutch door right here. But I really wanted it to be colorful, and this one didn't turn out so bad, but this one, oh, it's pretty ugly. The lines, I'm not happy with it, but you know, I made a mistake. Now I'm just gonna live with it. This year I'm doing a series tracker. These are series that I have started, or in the case of Mistborn, that I've been meaning to start for like 3 years now, and I really want to get to it. And then I'm just going to be coloring how many books in the series I have read. I think The Old Kingdom is officially finished because I read all the official books plus the novella, unless I am missing something that I didn't know exists. By the way, these papers, I got them from Journal Say, and they're very, very pretty. I gave myself an extra page just in case I do start more series throughout the year. I don't know what I'm going to be reading, so we'll see how it goes. And we actually get to our January. So this is something new that I am doing this year, which is I'm going to have a start page for each month. I did really good about tracking what I was reading each day of the month and when I was reading. So I write the books that I start right here, am I currently reading. I had goals, you know, I had three goals for January. I only read one of them. Or that was my TBR for January, but I only read one of them. My goal was to read half of Rhythm of War because I knew I couldn't finish it in 1 month. I didn't even start it, to be honest. So we'll see if I start it this month. But I wanted to read at least 3 books, and I definitely did that. By the way, this was a PET tape that I got. I'm gonna say it was Journal Say, but it was probably Shein as well. And this is what I'm doing for to review my books. World War Z was my first one. I read it back in 2022, I believe, and you know, I wanted to reread it again. I got this. It's the same as this one from the same paper pack, but in a different colorway from Journal Say, and it was perfect for this. So I tried to get a little bit fancy with the lettering and everything, but I love that book. I gave it 5 stars. Then I read Clario, which was one of the prequel books in the Old Kingdom series. I liked it. I gave it 3.5 stars, but I don't know, maybe because I already knew that I wasn't going to like the main character or what becomes of the main character in the future. That's why I was like not super happy with it, but it passed the time. And of course, Dungeon Crawler Carl. This was so funny. I loved it. I cannot believe that I waited so long to read it. I do want to read the whole series. And I listened to it on audiobook, and I just know that there's no way that I could have enjoyed it as much in print. It still would have been good, but the audiobook makes it so much better. It's so well narrated. And then, of course, immediately I got the second one. I had 2 credits anyways, and I used that up right away on Audible. Then I read the other prequel to the Old Kingdom series, Tercel and Eleanor. I liked it. You know, I gave it a solid 4 stars. Overall, I enjoyed this story. No complaints. I saw this book recommended on TikTok, and I was like intrigued. So I got it. I listened to it. I did have a little bit of trouble finishing it. Somewhere in the middle, they dragged on a little bit, but not too much. The story picked up right away. Overall, I like the characters. I give it, 3.7 stars. I liked it. It was good. Just for the summer, I've seen a lot of people say that this is not a good book. I enjoyed it. As far as romance books go, I do not need them to be realistic because it's like fantasy. I am escaping from reality. So I was very happy with it. No complaints. And that takes us to February. So this is my starter page for the month of February, which is what I am working on at the moment. I have only finished 1 book so far, and I have started my second. I'm doing okay with it. We'll see how it goes. I got these little stickers from Journal Say, and then this is washi tape from Simply Gilded. And again, my January TBR, I finally got around to Bookshops and Bone Dust, which is the book that I have read this month. I was supposed to read it last month. I never got around to it. I went to read Pride and Prejudice because it's February and it's, kind of a romance story. I'm thinking about reading La Ciudad de las Bestias because I am hoping to possibly teach it to my students, but I need to read it first. My goal is to read 4 books, read 1 physical book, and cross 2 bingo boxes. So there we go. And once I had created this, a couple days later, I decided, you know what, let's do a little reading challenge for February. And I totally stole ideas from YouTube, but this is my reading challenge. I want to read a book that starts with every letter from the word love. And so far I'm on E. I'm reading Emma, and I know I will finish it. And then this is a little challenge, read 1 physical book, read 3 days straight, which I have already done, read 1 romance novel, we'll see, finish 1 DNF. I might do the same book for those 2, because I have 1 romance novel that I never finished, but I could finish it. Read while walking. I really want to get into walking more, so might as well read while I'm doing that. Read a female author. I am doing that right now. Read a short book. So for me, short is like about 200-page mark. Write 1 book review. I almost never write book reviews like out on Goodreads or anything like that, so I want to do that. And then read out these 4 books, which I think I'll definitely get to this unless something happens. So far this is my reading journal for 2025. Hope you enjoyed or got some good ideas from it.